Hi, it's Marie here from Nourish and Nurture with Marie and mariebradley.com. I'm talking about preserving your greens like kale and spinach and also your herbs. So if you're lucky enough to have them growing in a polytunnel, that's great. You can pick them and use them as you want. Herbs, some of them will grow all year round and you can go and pick them as you want. Or indoors you can grow some. When they're growing and they're at the peak where you should pick them, if you don't want to use them at that stage, just say you're not cooking anything to use them, it's such a shame to let them go off. So what I do is I have some growing outside and I have some growing in pots inside. But I get some from the organic market every week and they come in a little bag. So I found that sometimes I pop them in the fridge, forget about them, and then I get so annoyed when I see coriander or basil gone off because they're quite a delicate herb and I love them, and I just feel so disappointed that I haven't got them when I want them. So a couple of things I do is when I get my herbs from the market, the first thing I do is take them out of the packet and I put them into a stainless steel tray or a strainer. Bang it into the basket like this. So here I have different herbs from oregano, thyme, rosemary, sage, basil, coriander, parsley, most herbs in there. And I just leave them like that. They dry out by themselves. I throw a cloth over them and that's it. And I can pick out what I want, when I want. And I love that. Highly recommend that way of doing it. The other thing is I chop them up finely and put them into a nice cube ice maker tray. What do you call it? Anyway, so so you take the stalks off, chop up the herbs, put them into the ice cube tray, and then top it up with oil. So I've got some parsley in here, some coriander, some mint. So I put them in separate ones. So usually I'll do a tray of mint, a tray of parsley, coriander, or whatever. And then add some oil. So you about half fill the tray with the chopped herb, the fresh chopped herb, as soon as possible, as close to picking it as you can. And then top it up with oil. And then that goes into the freezer. And you leave it in the freezer until it's frozen. And then what I do is I take them out and I put them into a container. I used to use Ziploc bags, but I'm trying not to use disposable stuff anymore. So mascarpone cheese, I used to make tiramisu for Christmas, so I keep them. So this is a perfect size one for banging them into. So I can have one with parsley on it, basil, whatever, in the freezer, and I can take them out as I want them. So that's my tip on herbs, and it's a thumbs up. It really works and it's brilliant. You've always got your fresh herbs to use whenever you need them. So if you're making pasta, you can just pop out one with basil and throw that into the pasta dish. Fabulous. If you're making soups, you've got the parsley. If you're making a kind of curry, you've got the coriander. Absolutely brilliant idea. Next thing I do is sometimes I mix the herbs with kale and spinach. So when I have those, they go off very quickly. So what you want to do is chop them up as fine as you can and mix them with oil. So this is some I did earlier. Sorry, I haven't got them to show you now and I've no more. But I banged all the spinach into food processor, blended or chopped it up quite fine, and then added in some oil and give it a quick blast round, just like you would if you're making pesto. So this is what it looks like, and it's literally just looks exactly like pesto. So it's got the kale and spinach and oil, that's it. And so this goes into a tray like this as well. So it'll last well in the fridge anyway. So if you're cooking every day, and you can throw in some of this from the fridge for about a week, but you can also put it into these little ice cube makers as well and freeze them. So that means that no matter what you're cooking, whether it's a soup or a dinner or pasta or curry or pizza, doesn't matter. You can take out one of these little cubes, circles, and bang it into your dish. And that means no matter how your food is, no matter how processed your food is, at least you're adding in some greens, and that's really important, especially these days where we haven't so much access to fresh food. And it's going to be really important that we keep ourselves nurtured with fresh food. So this means that even if you're eating pastas or pizzas and pastas and sandwiches and tinned food and frozen food and packet foods, banging in one of these into your dish is just adding that bit of life essence into your foods, that bit of nutrition that you need. So that's that. I take out some I made yesterday and I'll show you them frozen. So this is them frozen. So I'm going to pop these into this container. So frozen piece of spinach and oil, spinach, kale and oil. So I just bang them in there. And then my tray is ready to use again. So there's my little packets of spinach, and that means I always have them fresh when I need them and they're not going off. So bang them back in the freezer. Then the herbs from yesterday as well. So here I have some parsley and coriander. Okay, so that's enough of that. I hope that helps. So yeah, preserving your fresh food as much as you can so that you can keep the nutrition in it and use it over the next few weeks when you don't have access to the shops. So I hope that helps. Stay safe, keep your hands clean, keep your safe distance, and see you on the other side.